Right, as promised, the midterm exam, fall 2023, Principles of Accounting 1. Let's talk about the exam. I am in the student view, so this view is the same view that you have. It looks just like the way that you see things. A little different because I didn't start these things, but hopefully y'all did. Okay, let me show you week 4. This is where we are. And I do like that it tracks your progress. I think that that's a really cool feature. I'm just pointing that out. Let's take a look at the midterm exam. And I want to show you, obviously, the first and foremost important things. There's one attempt. You only got one shot on this exam. Sorry, I know. But, this is a big but now. Okay, here we go. The thing is, it's open book. It's open note. It's open browser. It is not timed. You can save it, close it, and come back to it. Okay? But remember, when you click submit, it submits it. Okay? So here's what you do. Go to the midterm. Click start attempt. It opens up. Now, the first thing you're going to say is, Dr. B, you trying to kill us. 50 questions. I know it's a lot of questions. You're right, it is. But remember, it covers 8 chapters. 1 through 8. Okay? 50 questions is a lot of questions. You're right about that. It sure as heck is. But it covers chapters 1 through 8. Oh, 50 questions. Each question is worth 4 points. For a total of 200 points. Dang, that's a lot. You're right, it is a lot. It's 20% of your total grade. Ooh, Dr. B. My heart. Yeah, me too. It's a lot. Okay, it's 20%. About average. All right, 20% of your total grade, midterm. The other 20%, final exam. Everything else comes from everything else. All of those things you've been doing with LinkedIn Learning and the hypothesis and the discussion boards and the quizzes that make all that stuff together combined makes up the remaining 60%. Well, that's why it's important that you do everything in the class. Because collectively, it adds up to a lot. Okay? So that's why it's important that you do all of those things. The discussion boards, the hypothesis, the LinkedIn Learning certificates, the quizzes, all of those things collectively, that's 60% of your grade. Yes, so do it all. Never skip nothing in this class, because I promise you, you miss some things, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt in the long run. Okay, midterm exam. I apologize. I always get caught on tangents. 50 questions. It's a mix of true, false, and multiple choice. Don't get excited. There's some math here. Okay. It's not an easy exam, but remember, it's open book, open note, open browser. You can save it and close it and come back to it. Okay, so you don't have to do the whole thing in one sitting. All right. And I encourage you to take your time. This is not timed. Okay, take your time with it. All right, I don't want you feeling stressed out. So let me show you how it's organized, and I'll show you the best approach to answering the questions. This is how I like my reviews. Question 1 says, external auditors examine financial statements to verify that they have been prepared according to generally accepted accounting principles. Now, back in chapter 1, we talked about generally accepted accounting principles, also known as GAAP. So there's a great chance that you'll be able to answer this question when you review the PowerPoint presentation from Chapter 1. Okay? And when I read this question, it's kind of common sense, right? External auditors verify, that's what they do, that we did our accounting according to generally accepted accounting principles. Yeah, that's kind of what they do. That's kind of how it works. But yes, that is accurate. Question 2. Question of when revenue should be recognized on the income statement according to generally accepted accounting principles is addressed by the. I don't want to surprise you, but these are the accounting principles that we've been talking about for the past 4 weeks. Okay? We're talking about revenue, when it should be recognized.
Just giving away.
Hello, just read the question. You know what I mean? All right. But remember, verify what I'm saying is true now by looking at your PowerPoint from Chapter 1. Okay, question 1, question 2, Chapter 1. Question 3. Man, if you get this wrong, I don't know what to say. Question 3. Which of the following is not an external user of information? Is not an external user of information. Look at your PowerPoint from Chapter 1 and tell me, when you look at the part where it says internal and external users, so one of these is not external. I'm thinking it might be the person working for the company because everyone else is external. Question 4. Oh my goodness, Dr. B, what are you doing to us? This is a math question. This is an accounting course. Of course, there's math questions. Remember, it's a different kind of math. We use formulas here. Here's the question. Question 4. God help you with this one, okay? The assets of the company's total is $728,000. Liabilities, $214,000. What is the amount of equity? To answer this question, you need to know the accounting equation. And what you remember is that the accounting equation is assets equals liabilities plus equity. You need to solve for X. In this case, it's equity. Hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's Chapter 1. Question 5.
Hold on, Professor. We about to go over all 50 questions?
No, but I'm giving you an overview.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm basically telling you what chapter to find information to answer these questions. Question 5. The company uses $1,300 of cash to purchase supplies. The effect on the accounting equation would be. Guess what? It comes from Chapter 1. Okay. I'm using cash to purchase supplies. I'm thinking supplies might be affected here, and so will cash. But here's the thing, you got to know what type of account supplies is. I hope you remember that. It's a bit of a trickier question, but it's there. Question 6. Account used to record owner's investments. The business is called. Oh my goodness. Please make sure you get this correct. It's probably chapter 1, maybe 2. Forget which one. Question 7. A credit. That's it. That's the question. A credit. Okay, so you got to be careful with this question. Because as you know, every transaction has a debit account and a credit account. Also, as you know, it could go up or down depending on its intent, depending on its normal balance. This is definitely on the PowerPoint presentation. I'm pretty sure it's chapter 1. It might be chapter 2. So you have to be careful when you answer this question because some of these are a little deceiving. Only one of these is accurate. I want you to think about that T account thing. One side is a debit, the other side is a credit. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you read these questions very, very carefully and use deductive reasoning to select your response. Deductive, I think that's a word. I may have made it up. Question 8. Company purchases equipment paying cash. The journal entry to record the transaction will include a debit to cash. Do you know what a debit to cash does? I hope you do, because that'll help you to answer question 8. Question 9. The debit ratio. It's a definition question. What's the debt ratio? That's all you need to know. What's the debt ratio? I'll tell you whether it's true or false. It's a definition question. Question 10. A balanced trial balance is proof that there are no errors made in journalizing transactions, posting to the ledger, and preparing the trial balance. No kidding. Definition, my friend. Question 10. Question 11. Identify which error will cause the trial balance to be out of balance. You have to know how the trial balance works to answer this question. This one's a little harder. Question 12, and I know this is probably chapter 2. Accrual basis. Accrual-based accounting. This is a definition question. What is accrual-based accounting? That's how you'll answer this one appropriately. Question 13 is a math question. May 1, 2-year insurance policy. Oh, I think we talked about this example. I know we did. 2-year insurance policy was purchased for $45,600 with coverage to begin right away on May 1. What is the amount of the insurance expense that would appear on the company's income statement at the end of the first year? If it started on May 1, that's month 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 8 months. So the way we would solve this problem is we take the $45,600 and divide by 24 months. That gives you the amount per month. Multiply that by May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 8. See, make sense?
Yep.
13. 14. Company made no adjusting entry for accrued unpaid liabilities salaries of $9,100 on December 31. Which of the following statements is true? Read the question carefully. It's definitely chapter 2, I can tell. No adjusting entry was made for unpaid employee salaries. What's the kind of error that's going to cause? Question 15. December 31, Winners Company received $385 bill for the purchase of supplies made in December. The billing due till February 2nd. What's the entry we need to make on December 31? It's an adjusting entry. There's a whole chapter on that. Same thing here, prepaid rent. You know where that comes from. Question 17. This is a big adjusting entry. Question 18. Another, this is a calculate the current ratio. All you got to know is what the current ratio is and what to plug in. They give you way too much information in some of these questions. Question 18. Asking you to calculate the current ratio. There are only 2 of these items that you're going to use to answer this question. There are only 2 of these items that you're going to use to answer this question. You know what I'm saying? All this other junk, just junk. Again, the point that I'm trying to make is that use deductive reasoning to make your selection. You have to read the question very carefully. It's just a matter of pulling out key words, really, in a lot of these type of questions. Unadjusted trial balance. Okay, you know where that is. Account balance 750. The adjustment column shows 425. So what should it look like in the adjusted balance? On account shows a balance of post-closing trial balance indicating error. Post-closing trial balance, you have to know what that includes in order to figure this out. I could tell you that this one's obvious to me. It should be obvious to you. Because remember, post-closing trial balance in the accounting cycle, post-closing comes at the end. If there's a balance in a temporary account, you know there's a problem. Temporary account, you know there's a problem. Accrued wages. Yeah, again, the adjusting entries chapter. This one's very simple. You need to know what the acid test ratio is. And when it comes to the acid test ratio, above a certain number is good, below a certain number is bad. Good and bad, good and bad. Oh, the terms, I know you remember this. Okay, remember the terms now. Percent discount over number of days if paid within, so for example, 210 net 30, 2% discount paid within the first 10 days. Otherwise, the whole thing's due within 30 days. We call those credit terms. We talked about credit terms. I think there were like 2 or 3 slides on it. This is a credit term. With terms, 110 net 30, 1% discount paid within the first 10 days. Otherwise, the whole thing's due within 30 days. Question 24 is looks like an adjusting entry. Question 25 is about inventory, periodic inventory system. Question 26 is an inventory question.
Now we get into the hard stuff.
Maybe for some people it is. It depends.
Well,
Just like if you know that you're gonna have trouble with inventory, I recommend that you go back through that inventory chapter again and try some of those practice questions in the Excel. I think that'll help.
yeah, I know. I struggled with it at first, but I figured I know how to do it now.
You'll be all right. Gotta take your time. Question 27, last in, first out. Inventory. Question 28, inventory. 29, inventory. You see the theme here, because I tried, when I developed this test, I tried to group the questions somewhat together to match the chapter that they belong to. And knowing that as you're taking this exam, you're probably going to have your PowerPoint presentations open, okay, and your notes, and you're going to go in order. You see what I'm saying? Start with chapter 1, you move through chapter 8 at the end. You'll know what chapters they're from because you get to inventory and you're like, oh, that's not in this chapter, that's in the inventory chapter. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's why it's so important you take your time, okay? Just read real careful. So yeah, this is the midterm exam. It's not terribly challenging. There's some of the math might be a little, it's like, oh, I don't remember this, or you have to go back and look it up, but you'll be okay. You just got to take your time with it. A lot of it's definition based, as you're noticing, and a lot of it's just having to understand like how we apply things. And I'll tell you what, if you look at the way you did your quizzes, you're going to see a lot of similarities on this midterm exam. Okay, they're designed the same way. Think of this as one giant quiz rather than 8 individual ones. You know what I'm saying? But that's the midterm exam. Any questions on the midterm?
No, sir.
Okay. The midterm exam is required to be submitted on Sunday night. Required. Meaning, I cannot accept the midterm late. Don't be late with the midterm. Please don't be late with the midterm, because you won't pass the course if you don't. It has to be submitted on time. Okay, recommend that you start early. Spend some time on Thursday if you want. Remember, save and close, until you're ready to submit it. Only submit after you've answered all the questions, even the ones you're not comfortable with. If there's one that you're like, I don't know, guess. A guess is worth more than leaving it blank. And so 20% chance, but still a chance. You know what I mean? So the point is, only submit it when you're ready. Okay. If you need anything in the meanwhile, make sure that you complete all that stuff you got this week before you take the midterm. I want you to take chapter 7 and 8 quizzes before you do that midterm exam, because those quizzes will help you with the midterm. So remember, you got 2 LinkedIn certifications to complete. I recommend you start those now. Try to knock those out as early as you can. Then move down to take chapter 7 quiz, chapter 8 quiz. Once you've done those, then do the midterm. Don't jump right to the midterm. Okay? I want you to try to go in order, because I promise it'll help you. But remember, there's a lot of stuff going on this week. 5 things, okay? So start now. Don't wait. Don't wait till Sunday. If you wait till Sunday to do all 5 of these things, I guarantee you will not make it through Sunday. Promise you that. You don't want to do that to yourself. Pace yourself. Okay? Take your time. Pace yourself. That's how you do well in this course. Comments, questions, concerns? Know what you need to do. Got your marching orders? Okay. All right. In the meanwhile, if you need anything, you can email me, call me, set up office hours. I'm always here for you. You know that. And I wish you all the best. And thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate all of you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much. Take care.
Professor.
Bye-bye.
See you next Tuesday.